welcome in to another card make. I have got to make one for a friend's birthday, and I'm hoping that I do right with this because it's been quite a while since I did an ink resist. But let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so I do have a pre-cut card that I'll be using as my base, and I need to cut this down a little bit, but this is watercolor card. With watercolor card, the thing that's different between watercolor card and standard card is that with watercolor card you can add water and it won't pile so quick. You won't get those little bitty bits. But anyway, I need to cut that down ever so slightly because I don't want a border on this. I want it to cover the card, and it's just a teeny little bit too big, just a smidge, so I need to cut that down. Okay, then I am using from my stash just a random piece of card that will be used as a banner, and I'll cut those two little bits off, but there's a little bit of floral embossing on it as well, which I thought would be quite perfect. And I know you can't see the floral on there, but there's floral on there. Okay, so there's that. Next, Wow embossing powder. Now, I didn't want this to be a shiny card, so this is clear matte dull, and I didn't want a colour because you'll see why in a little bit, I hope. Okay, so next we have a blending tool to go with blending sponge for two coloured inks, which are Candied Apple and Worn Lipstick with the Distress Oxide. And I'll also be using clear embossing ink as well. My little signature ladybird will be going on the back. Now, stamps. I will be using Happy Birthday down here. I will be using I will be using this corner floral arrangement just here. On the inside I'll be using a stamp, but I'm not going to show you what that is because if she sees this, then, well, she'll have to find out. I haven't looked to see if this Happy Birthday will fit. I don't think it will, so I will actually, instead of that one, bye-bye, I'll actually be using this one, Happy Birthday, up here, and quite possibly XOXO. So there are the stamps. I haven't decided either whether to use, I'm only going to be using one red gem or one clear gem, but I will decide when I actually see what's going on. My stamping platform, seems to be all a little bitty, and I don't know why. I don't know why. But stamping platform, very much needed. And my heating tool, my heat gun heating tool, which is plugged in and ready to go. Am I ready to go? Maybe. I think I will go and cut a bit of card. Yes. Okay, so I've now trimmed down the card a little bit. And it now fits on there pretty good, apart from at the top. But I'll sort that out. It'll all be good. What I didn't show you, because it dropped and I missed it, is that I will also be using little, very thin 1mm glue foam squares, very, very tiny, and some double-sided tape. Okay, so let's go. So the first thing I will need is my stamping platform, and place the card right in the top corner so it doesn't go anywhere. And also, while I've got this here, I'll be using this little piece as well. And now all I need to do is line up the stamps how I want them. And then I can do them all at the same time. Now, is XO going to fit on there? I might be able to fit one XO on there. Maybe. Well, maybe all of them. That's good. And now, oh my gosh, taking silicone stamps off of the backing sheet. Gee whiz. I think you need to be a muscle man, right? Ugh. I'm so glad you can't see my struggle. Whew. Okay, that was a feat in itself. Oh, I totally agree, Beanie. Totally agree. So that's going to go in the bottom right hand corner, and when this is made, this will go up here. So I think I'm happy with the placement. I think, she says. Oh, and I've got my scrap piece of paper ready as well, because we don't want to lose any of this. Okay. Get my clear embossing ink ready. Get those stamps on. And I know that is ever so slightly wonky, but only slightly. But I'm wonky, so I'm sure she'll forgive me. Okay. And why do I hate clear embossing ink? Because you can't see where it is. You just gotta hope that you've got everything. So I've got that down. Hope it hasn't smudged. And then let's get this down. You're thinking, oh, what a mess. And I'm thinking, it's It's all right, I've got my scrap paper. So let's tip that on. And what I didn't do was use my anti-static bag, which was very stupid of me. And I really should have. Okay. So let's get heating gun ready. Now that's moved. Please don't move again. Thank you very much. Take a little bit off of there. I really should have used my anti-static bag for this. That's bad teaching, Lisa. You're teaching people bad habits. Sloppy habits. Okay. So I am going to go over this one more time, really quickly while it's still hot. And then I don't have to re-ink it because it will still be hot and wet. And in fact, I can actually take it off the stamping platform. I thought I was going to re-stamp it, and that's why I've done it on here, which is exceedingly bad. And yes, I'll clean all this up when I've finished. Don't you worry about that. One good habit I do have is cleaning up after myself. Okay, so let's put the residue back in the pot. We might have lost some, but not as much as we might have done. So that's that. Let's get that last little bit heated up. Try that again. Don't run away. Okay. Now, just let that cool in there a little bit. Okay. I'm just going to go and snip those two little bits off. Okie dokie. Right. Bring in the scrap paper. Bring in the inks. Bring in the blender. So the first one I'm going for is the worn lipstick. And I'm literally wiping it on. This is where I could have brought in my tweezers and I forgot. The bad thing about not using your anti-static bag is that you get little residue powdery bits, which I've got down here. It makes it slightly unclear. Doesn't make it as crisp as you'd want it to be. Okay, so that's the warm lipstick. Done. Now let's see how bad the main event's going to be, huh? So I am going to start in this corner and I'm going to fade out. I mean, I say that's what I'm going to do. That's what I hope to do, but I'm not great at it at all. But I like to practice. So, circular motions. Oh, and I need my paper towel as well. That'd help. Be right back. Let me grab a paper towel. Okay, armed with paper towel. Just going to rub off the excess ink from the flowers, which I will go over again in a moment. Fingers! I got fingers! Ha 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 ha! Because I don't have another piece of scrap paper to hand. Use what you got. So if you see, I'm trying to leave a kind of a hue around this area. Not blend it out quite so much because that's where I want the sentiment to go. I'm not going to add any more ink. I'm going to use what I've got because there's plenty on there. I just need to work with it. So let's see if I can take away a little bit of that harshness. What's up there? A little bit of the harshness that forms down here. And I'm going to reincorporate that pink of the worn lipstick. And I don't know if it'll work or not, it's an experiment, but I'm hoping that it will just enhance the red a little bit. The great thing about Distress Oxides is they layer up brilliantly. Or so I've been told. So I'm just incorporating a little bit of the pink. Just a little bit. Do it around the edges. And I know a lot of you that do card making are going to turn around and say, oh, I would have done it this way. You would have been better off doing it that way. Yep, probably. Probably. Or, oh, yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Or, yeah, unfortunately, I'm not good at that. Well, let's face it, I'm not great at them full stop. But the thing is, I give it a go. And like anything, if you don't give it a go, you can't learn, and you never know. So I'm going to say that's done for that. So put my inks away, put the blender away. I'm not talking food blender here, people. Okay, so now I want to get this onto my card. So what I need for that is my double-sided tape. So let's get rid of that and that and that now. Okay. So I'll make sure this is now. Do I want it that way round, or do I want it that way round? I think I like that way. Either way, I've got to get it stuck on. So let's get some double-sided tape down. Just 2 more bits. And just one in the centre. Just a little diddy one. Just a little diddy one. Okay. So let's get the backing off, which I always hate doing because I can rarely do it properly. Now, I just took that whole thing off and I shouldn't have, because that was very stupid. Let me take it to there. So I'm even using a manky nail and I still can't get the flipping thing. Come on, I just had you. Come play. Promise there'll be lots of fun. There's another one. And the bad thing is with the camera, of course, you can't see the proper colour of things. Right, making sure the opening is the opening. Hover over first before I commit to make sure it's definitely in the right place. I'm going to go there. And then scrap paper. I'm just going to turn it over, give it a rub to make sure it's definitely down. Okay. Then I want my sentiment. Now what I had originally planned didn't entirely work out because I was too hasty. What I wanted to do was have that in white and have the happy birthday in red. And you know what? I'm actually going to do that. So be right back. Okay, so I went a-hunting and I found in my stash this rather than a plain one. So what I'm going to do is position this on. I'm not going to put the XOXO, I'll put that on the inside. I hope this works. So it's white, and I'm hoping that this will come out okay. We'll soon find out, huh? Okay, please wish me luck, fingers crossed and stuff. So I'm going to grab the distressed oxide again. And just redden up that happy birthday. Now when I put it down, I don't want to push it too hard. But distress oxides are not the best for lettering. They're just not. Because they're not, it doesn't make it crisp. But you know what? I'm flipping happy with that. I'm flipping happy, I am. I's right happy, I is. Okay, so next I would like 4 little squares. No, 4, not 5. 4, okay. And on the back of this scroll, I'm going to put 2 on the ends. And Actually, I will put a fifth one. It was so keen to come off the packet anyway. So, let's take the backing off. At least this is far easier than the tape. But these will make it stand up just a little bit. Just a little bit. But not so much that it makes the card really thick, because they're very, very thin. Okay, so now I think I'm going to add a red one. Sorry for the crinkling. So these I got from our Poundland. And again, I should have got my tweezers. Okay. I think there's one more thing I need to add, and I haven't shown you guys, so give me a sec. Okay, so I might be doing overkill here, but I've got some Nouveau glitter drops, and these are in the colour Red Sunstone, and I've also got some pastel clear in the Dovecraft 3D pearls. So what am I going to overkill with? Well, first, because I haven't used this before, it looks like I've got to mix the colour a little bit, because we've got a thick band of nothingness here. And always good to have a little bit of scrap near you, because especially when you first use something, it might come out a bit, and you want to test things before you do it. So this I'm going to pop there. And then another 4 down there. Oops. Scrap paper, scrap paper. That's better. Okay, so that's the red. And then clear. Just here and there on the actual card, like so. Okay, let's get rid of the rubbish so we've got a proper close-up. Okay, so this is the card. I will be putting my little ladybird on the bottom here, and I will be doing the sentiment on the inside, away from camera. But there is today's card. Is the lighting going to help if I change it? Probably not. Well, you know, you get the idea, right? There's a card. If it has inspired you in any way, even if it's to go, I can do better than that, which would be brilliant and easy, but hopefully it's given some inspiration. Maybe somebody's gone, I like that, I can do it, or maybe it's made somebody go, I can actually do a similar thing if I just use yada 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 yada. Anyway, whichever it is, please give a thumbs up. Unless it's really awful, and then, you know, thumbs down or nothing. That's up to you. But either way, subscribe down below, please. I don't do card craft very often, but when I do, I like to show it so that you guys can get a glimpse. But until next time, bye-bye.